I would like to welcome our next presenting guest. It will be Magister Miloslava Rutová,
Ano.
an accomplished facilitator and therapist specializing in one-brain kinesiology, transformation methods, and family constellations, collaborating with founders like Daniel Whiteside and Gordon Stokes. She founded the Elpida School and Consultation Center in Pilsen. With a rich background in special education, she is a member of the 3-in-1 faculty and an expert in family constellation. Her dedication extends to public service as a member of the Czech Parliament, working on social policy and population aging. Please welcome.
Děkuju, thank you.
Good evening. On Sunday, I would like to present to you with a method which I have been dealing over 30 years, and I have been teaching it for 25 years. It is a kinesiology method, and do not mix it up with kinology. Kinesiology itself is a very efficient method which can allow us to get rid of emotional stress. And as we heard here many times, stress has an effect on the physical body and people get ill. So any unprocessed emotion causes diseases in a body, and I really have practical experience with this. I originally started working with this method on handicapped children, and I have a consulting office in Pilsen, and when we introduced this method there, doctors considered this to be sort of charlatanism, but I knew that this method is something which doctors will realize as helpful. I was contacted by a girl who was walking with the support of crutches, and I supported her through this method, and I expected it would take half a year for her to stand up. But within 2 weeks, a doctor consulted me, and she asked me how it was possible that that girl has returned her crutches. And this was something which persuaded doctors, 4 doctors who had been trained, but for their acquaintances and families, when they realize that EBM hasn't been able to help them, they tell their patients, climb up the stairs and consult the lady on the 2nd floor. What could I tell you here? The method is based on the fact that we always need to identify the root cause, which is an unprocessed emotion. And how can we get that deep? This is through a muscle test. Kinesiology is based on genetical behavior, where we can move into the root cause. You know, when somebody is telling you something unpleasant, they tell you, sit down. Because whenever you are exposed to some negative message, you feel as if you needed to sit down. And here, kinesiology works on the basis of muscle strengthening. A weak muscle is connected with negative information, and a strong muscle is connected with positive information. I could maybe show you, demonstrate. I did not bribe my colleague. I would instruct Maria, who I would like to thank. Imagine an oncologically ill children. Think of a meeting here to support alternative medicine where it should be. This is positive information. We haven't been able to reach this. This is negative information. But how all of us are trying to do our best to improve this, and this is positive information. This is the way how we identify the problem, the root cause of the problem. A lot of people coming to my office say, I know where my problem is, but actually they are not aware of this. We really need to examine the problem. We need to identify it. And this has nothing to do with past lives, no regression analysis, but we guide the patient from the present to the past, to the moment when that person was conceived as an embryo. And another technique which kinesiology uses is that we work with front occipital position. This is because we connect both hemispheres with the back part of the brain, because this is all connected with the past, and the brain is able to give a response concerning what happened at that time, and the person is able to communicate the problem openly, and I try my best so that those to connect those hemispheres which have no contact. I studied this method with Carol Holmes, for example, and this changed the life of my patients, people who become an authority for themselves. They will not be following the guidance of a GP who only gives up the treatment, saying that you have to reconcile with the fact that you will keep having these problems and you will keep taking the pills which they have prescribed to you, when you know that the healing effect is inside of you, and you yourselves are the healing process. Then you can really mitigate the problem yourself. I apologize for not following what is on the slide, but I'm full of thoughts and emotions, so I apologize. But this corrective behavior, corrective exercises, when we remove all this blockage, when we purify these blocks, then correction exercise must be applied, which can be done very easily. These are no physical exercises, but this is very simple exercise, which will be demonstrated in a moment. And when I have my kinesiology lecture, I ask my viewers to try this as well, because the aim of these exercises is to regain energy for the current moment, because for a major improvement, a complete removal of the blockage needs to be done. But for that, let's say, small effect, they might take in some energy. So Marunka, could you please help me? I already mentioned a front occipital position. This is a beautiful position. You can try that all, because here we have an area of conscious association thinking. Here we can create whatever we want. Occipitals are placed in that back position. That's where images are formed. Remember physics. And internal sight allows us to see. And then brain starts functioning. I have been working here. I started studying this method because of handicapped children who I had been working with through all my life. And when I was teaching them, we had some exercise at the beginning of our lessons, and then I could see how they were achieving great results that were revealed in terms of their stress. And so this is front occipital position. Here you can see children who are demonstrating how this should be conducted. This is another form of exercise which when you are overloaded and you can remove that spoiled, harmful energy, and you give massage to stones on the position of kidney meridians. So that's where the central meridian finishes and the end of the spine. Children are demonstrating this exercise. This is something which I conduct at home very often. Marunka, could you please move on to the next slide? Another position is scalp touch. If you put your hands behind your skull, you close your eyes, imagine yourself being somewhere in open countryside and start breathing, then you will feel such a relief. It works in my case, but I believe you as well. Sight. When I cannot see clearly, when vision is somehow blurred and children are overloaded, they give a massage to occipital points on the back part of their skull. This is perfect exercise which strengthens sight. Hair could be useful for wives while their husbands are lying on a couch and do not want to hear something which they are being told by their partners. So let's give a massage to ears. The next part is communication. I'm not sure how it works for you, but in the past I used to be really stressed out when I was supposed to say something in the public. I had to read something from a paper, but during that period, while I was dealing with this method, all this stress disappeared. But a lot of people keep suffering from communication, from performing in the public. What they should do is put their hands on their throat and breathe in deeply and imagine that all the stress connected with that public performance will be released completely. A protective egg is aura protection. You put one hand on your stomach and one hand on your forehead. You take a deep breath in and imagine a strong protection coming from above, from the universe or from God, and nothing may ever happen to them. They are completely safe. This is perfect exercise when children cannot write very well, when they have some sort of dysgraphic problems. They should write down that lying number 8 with 2 hands. This is something which is very helpful in this special pedagogy. I gave a lecture to teachers, and one of my colleagues told me that she was teaching a girl who was not able to read in a line, and she practiced writing these lying 8 numbers, and she presented a girl's writing to me, and it was perfect. So then cross movements. This is perfect exercise, which is very helpful for people who mix up left and right side. This used to be my problem as well. Whenever I told my husband to turn left, he tended to turn right. But after this kind of exercise, when you involve the right and left part of the hemisphere, because the right part of the hemisphere controls the left side of the body and vice versa. And this way, hemisphere are able to identify where they should focus on. Pendulum, when you are stiffed, make this movement. This is physical exercise, and you will feel relieved. Then you could make circle movements. You can make circle movements with all your limbs. I could continue talking for hours, but I'm aware of the fact that we only have 15 minutes for what I should present to you with. I tried to convey my message as best as possible, but if you are interested, courses are held in person, and I will be looking forward to seeing you in person. There is one more thing I would like to tell you. I really love my job, and I'm really grateful for every day which I am given by the God to be able to perform my occupation. A day when I did not help a person in need is a day which is completely lost. Thank you very much for your attention.
My vám velice děkujeme, paní
We
magistro
thank you
Rutová,
very
za váš
much,
příspěvek. A já jsem velice
Mrs.
nadšená
Rutová, for your contribution. I'm very happy that you've been here with us and that you could have shown to us what kinesiology is.
For being here today and presenting and demonstrating how kinesiology works. I personally have very positive experience with this modality, so it's such an honor